going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Bikes and Furious. You're going to need more than that crotch rocket. So in my intro video, I showed you my Vintage Collection Jango Fett and mentioned that there was kind of a crazy story surrounding it. So in this video, I'm going to go into a little more detail about that because I'm a big Jango Fett fan. He's my favorite Star Wars character. I enjoyed the original trilogy 4, 5, and 6. Boba Fett he was a little too obscure in those, not very much screen time. And given my age, I'm more of a prequels fan. It's just better than the teddy bears blowing up the Empire and Luke making out with his sister. So you can argue with me. But no, the prequels, man, they're good. They got some of the best lightsaber battles, the Jedi's in their prime, some of the coolest vehicles and characters as well. And so in episode 2, we're introduced to Jango Fett. And when I saw him, I liked his color scheme. I started researching him, and I liked his character backstory and origins. And so Jango's my favorite Star Wars character. And I've got quite a few different figures of variations of him. And this one being my favorite. This one is the Evolutions Pack Jango, which I have customized with a different jetpack. This is the Z6 jetpack, or Camino jetpack, which I like better. It's got the missile launcher, it's a little bigger. It just looks cooler. It's a contrast to his color scheme, and it sticks out. I like it better. And so recently I realized that they're coming out with a new Vintage Collection Jango Fett. Call him a Gen 2, if you will, because there already is a Vintage Collection Jango available. But it's essentially the same figure as this one. So if I ever did know about him, I considered it the same as this one and didn't necessarily feel like I needed to get it. And in the past, I was a loose collector. And now, more recently, I've gotten into collecting carded figures. And so in preparation for the Gen 2 Jango, which is coming out in, I think, May or June, he looks sick. He's got much better articulation because this is the current best Jango mold. There's a few different repacks of him, but the hips are what's really lacking on this one. He's only got swivel hips, and his stance is very narrow, and a lot of people don't like that his pistol pouches are not attached. So I think they've resolved all that on the new Jango, and the mold is better. The paint's better. But even though it's a deluxe figure, deluxe packaging, he only comes with one of the jetpacks, because in the Camino scene, in the battle with Obi-Wan, Jango loses his jetpack and it's destroyed. So the next time we see Jango on Geonosis, he's replaced it with his backup jetpack, which is the JT-12, same one that Mando uses, Mandalorian. And in the schematics of these that I've seen, this is supposed to be a warhead launcher missile, but I've never seen it in action in any of the video games, movies, comics, or the show. I've never seen this JT-12 have a missile launching feature. So, it's smaller. The color scheme, it blends in too much with Jango. I just like the way that the Z6 looks better. And so, like I said, in preparation for the Gen 2 Jango coming out, I needed to get a Gen 1 Jango. And luckily for me, the Gen 1 Jango comes with the jetpack that I like. And so I started looking at them online, and I started checking out what was available. And I found one that was in good shape. And that was the one that I showed you on my intro video. And I got one. They're not cheap. They're about $150, depending on how mint you need. For me, it's either new and sealed or it's not. I don't need it to be absolutely pristine, perfect. If you get into the graded figures world, you'd be amazed at the level of detail that they go into grading these figures. It is insane, and it'll drive you crazy. And I'm not trying to get into all that for myself. But so I ordered one, and this is actually not it. This is actually the replacement that I got for it. Because you already heard my rant about the jetpack, and when I selected one and ordered it, he came in and I admired it for a day or two. And as I'm looking at it closer, look what he doesn't have, conveniently. The one that I order for a specific reason, look what he doesn't have. So I'm fairly certain this is an error carded figure, because that's not the complete pack, the complete set. You can see in this one, you can see the jetpack in the bubble clearly. And it just kind of really took me by surprise, because when you get an error figure, you don't get your favorite character. You get, Lando Calrissian or a, Gamorrean guard, something random. And so it really took me by surprise that this Jango came without the jetpack complete. It's a really nice carded figure, complete, unpunched. So if you can tell me a little more about this error card, let me know in the comments about it. And if you're excited for the Gen 2 Jango coming out also, let me know. And if you're a Jango fan. So I thought that was pretty strange, considering that was the main reason that I ordered the Gen 1 Jango, and he didn't come with the jetpack. So I listed it for sale, because I think it's an error card, so I listed it for sale on my eBay store, which is the same name as this channel. So if you want to check it out, feel free to make an offer, whatever. Don't particularly want to sell it, because I think it's kind of cool. I got my favorite character as an error card. But yeah, I just thought that was pretty interesting. Little situation surrounding that figure, and I got some more stories. So we'll get into those in future videos. So thanks for checking it out, and you're gonna need more than that crotch rocket.